Hi, I'm Rich Breckner with Inside HPC, and I'm here with Brent Gorda. He's the CEO of Whamcloud.
Hi, Rich.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great. A little jet-lagged, but...
jet lag, yeah.
It's cool to be in Lugano.
Yeah, we're in beautiful Lugano, Switzerland, a gorgeous place on a lake in the foothills of the Alps. But we're here to kind of set the stage for LUG, the Lustre User Group 2012, coming up in Austin. So, Brent, first question I had is kind of, is Lustre starting to mature? I mean, is it starting to get ready for the enterprise?
Absolutely. We see it already being used in enterprise, and I hesitate to say it, but it's not just the brave and the bold doing that. It's much more mainstream than we had anticipated. For example, there are at least 2 banks in Europe using Lustre at this moment. One of them uses it in a transactional environment where it is critical infrastructure to their banking, to where their customers, if the file system's not available, their customers are offline and cannot transact business. So that is key technology, and it's right in your face. We're seeing reports back from people that we talk with a lot, such as Oak Ridge. Galen Shipman just put out a comment that said that one of their file systems, 8 out of 10 of their file systems were up 100% of the time over an 8-month period, and the other 2 were up 99-point-something% of the time. That's pretty solid, and that's in an environment where they're beating on the file system pretty hard.
So, Lustre made its hay with doing hero kind of numbers, and this is the year we're going to see at least 1 or 2 10 petaflop, 20 petaflop systems come online. Where does Lustre play a role there?
So Lustre is the only technology that can work in those environments. Livermore, for example, has a big machine, an IBM Blue Gene Q system that I actually worked on when I was at Livermore. 20 petaflops coming online. They're shipping racks in right now. They are standing up a file system that they purchased the hardware from NetApp. It's 55 petabytes formatted, so one big POSIX file system. They've got a contractual goal for half a terabyte and a stretch goal for a terabyte a second into that file system.
Wow.
So to put that in layman's terms, Lake Tahoe is 36 trillion gallons of water, 36 terabytes. You could drain Lake Tahoe in 36 seconds with the fire hose that is Lustre. It'd be fun to watch.
And, I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, as we move to Exascale, what kind of numbers are they speccing out? What kind of bandwidth are they going to need for a system of that size?
Depending who you talk to, it's anywhere between 60 terabytes a second and over 200, like 240, 250 terabytes a second. Well, so we've committed, at least internally and a little bit publicly, to, and I guess I'm committing right now publicly, to 6-month feature releases. If you remember the roadmap you've seen, the top line is a maintenance release, the bottom line is a feature release. So we're on a cadence to do 6-month feature releases, and every 3 months have a maintenance release come out. So that's what we've promised to ourselves and are promising to the community.
And then as far as, that's the normal roadmap, but you guys are adding something very special to Lustre in the form of Chroma, are you not? What's coming with that? Is that coming to beta?
Chroma is the most exciting thing to hit Lustre in a long while. Everybody believes or perceives Lustre to be difficult to work with. What Chroma does is it brings intelligent management, monitoring, and control to your file system. So partners of ours can pre-install Chroma on their hardware and create a Lustre appliance that you roll in, turn on, and manage through an intuitive graphical user interface. Everything from provisioning to automated failover to monitoring and alert setting, that sort of thing. If you take a look at the big sites today, the Oak Ridges, the Livermores, they are happy using the command line. Where Chroma adds significant value is to enhance the Lustre ecosystem and bring Lustre down market to people who don't want to dedicate someone to running a file system. They want their Linux admin guy to be able to run this monster file system that before Chroma you couldn't think about touching. That's where the value is going to be. And by bringing this to our partners and to the community, we increase the size of the Lustre market which should make everybody happy. Everybody's shipping more hardware, there's more funds on the table. It grows the community for everybody. I think this year's about moving forward and thinking about an ecosystem. Thinking about opening our arms and embracing more than just HPC. Right? We've already got the European open file system and the American open file system groups working tightly together, attending each other's meetings. That's working well. The technical people need to get their heads together and say, hey, this technology is really interesting for the folks who like buzzwords like big data, right? When I go to a big data event and I say, oh yeah, we're doing a terabyte a second, jaws drop. People don't think you can move data at those rates, and they especially don't think you can move data at those rates to a POSIX file system, which is the current goal. And so I think there should be a big rise in interest from big data and a huge amount of opportunity for the existing Lustre talent to go mine those fields and do things with it. Whamcloud wants to be the enabler of that ecosystem.